Okay. So here I've got just a sketch that I started, I think it was last semester. So I've got 3 blocks on there. Obviously, if this was, one of your guys' sketches, you would not be building up the pigs right now. You would wait until you have all your blocks drawn on there. But I'm going to show you how to just do this front peg. You can see I've used this as a demo before for the peg, so I kind of have my old drawing still on there. So the first thing I need to do, I've got right now, this is just, I just need 1 peg on this side. So I just want to make sure that the space looks like it would fit the peg, like it's the correct proportion, height to width, okay? And then I can start. And all I'm going to do to start is I am going to first divide up this space both vertically and horizontally. Now remember, technically I need to just do half of this, but I want to back this up a little bit so the front half looks wider and bigger than the back half. So I find the middle and then I just step it back a notch just so I can make that happen. And then I'm going to use my vanishing points and I'm going to draw across here. And I'll just kind of extend that so you can see that. And again, I'm using my vanishing points, both of them. And so that's basically the base for that peg. Now again, you would do this on all of your blocks before you would even start drawing these pegs, because you don't want to, draw your first peg and then start drawing the other ones and find out that they're all out of proportion from each other. So do this part on all of these first before you start drawing up on those pegs. So now what I'm going to do now, if you guys look at the pegs that are, or the blocks that are sitting next to you at your table, you'll notice that those pegs do not go all the way to the very outside edge of your block. There's a little bit of a rim there, or an edge. So what I'm going to do, these are technically, these spots right here are where my circle will stretch out the furthest. I'm going to take my pencil and kind of mark where I want those to be. And you can see, let me zoom in here. You can see that I don't want it to go all the way to the outside edge, okay? I can also do this one back here too, but I won't actually need that eventually. So, all right, so I've just marked those. Now what I'm going to do is just connect the dots. So I'm going to draw my circle. Now again, this is going to serve as the base of my peg, which I really am not going to see a whole lot of this when I'm finished drawing it. But I'm going to keep it just like that for now. So technically, right here, past these edges here, where you start to see the circle going back in, right here and right here, is where you're going to lose that edge. So that's where your straight sides will start, is when you start to see your circle go back. Now I'm going to use my ruler again. I want to make sure I'm drawing these lines straight. So I'm going to use my ruler, compare it to my horizon line to make sure that I'm actually drawing these straight, and then just draw these up. I'm going to draw them too high and I'll figure out where I need to stop them later. So there's my sides, okay? Now at this point I could get rid of this, but I'm going to still leave it there just so you guys can see it. Now I need to figure out where the top needs to be. Now, on these pegs, they all relate to each other. It's all about, is it 1 or 2 tall? Is it 2 wide, 3 wide, 4 wide, so on and so forth. And it's all mathematically correct. So this, if you will notice on your pegs are about the height of a 1-story block, okay? So I have a 1-story peg here, and I have a 2-story block right here. So technically, my peg should not go any higher than the midpoint of this block that's behind it. So that's why I have this marked here. Going to, again, use my vanishing point, draw a line right here. So I don't want my peg to go any taller than that. I can also, too, just if I want to just make sure that I'm very careful about this, is I can go ahead and kind of draw off the top of the peg if I want to. And just use that as a reference. And And so now what I'm going to do, because you have, if you look at the tops of those pegs, you basically have two circles on the top. You have an outer one, and then you have one at the very top that's a bit on the inside. What I'm going to do is just start drawing this first one in. I'm going to have a little bit of an angle here leading into that top one. I want to keep the sides really small because that's the part that should be getting skinnier as it gets farther away from me. And then I'm just going to draw the top circle. Mess around with that shape until I'm happy with it. Make sure that this is wider here in the front, a little bit skinnier on the sides as it creeps back from me. And then what I can do is get rid of everything that I no longer need. And there you have a pig. Now your first one's always the hardest one to draw. And as you continue to work on them, they get easier and easier. Still need to fix that up. Something wrong with that side. Okay? So that's how you do that.